Ladies and gentlemen. All right, welcome to ChillhopVibes. Today we're gonna be reviewing a classic album. I think we can call it a classic album over time, but we'll know from the opinions of the guys. I'm Big Slim, and that's OJ. And OJ. So today, like I said, we're gonna be reviewing Talk About It by MI Abaga, and I'm gonna be picking the brains of the guys and see what they think about this album. So Bhydemi, what's up? What's happening?
I'm fine. Reflected back on the album again this last week, and took me back to 2008. The atmosphere in Nigeria at that time, and it was almost like the second or the third generation of Nigeria hip hop was coming back again, and MI basically introduced himself. There was already some kind of buzz going on. So I think he first dropped the Proud Mentality song, and my brother would come back home and was saying like, hey, there's this song, Proud Mentality, was like basically speaking the lyrics. But music now is not the same as it was. Now it's different. Then you could know of a song, but you don't get to listen to it until like 2 months. Now it's very accessible. You could just go. And then finally there was a safe. There was this video safe that was played everywhere, and it was just like a mixtape actually. It was a mixtape of different, songs, different of Nigerian songs that were popping at that time. The highlights of those songs at that time kind of made this song that we did. And I could almost say like many people tried to copy that thing, in different other songs like down the line. But MI was the first time I heard that kind of stuff. It was really nice.
That's true. It was with stuff that everyone could relate to, like the anthems of the times. He like kind of put some of these into
even the beginning of the song, the way that they do me, and that's like square.
That was one of the biggest box at that time, and also Timaya.
So OJ, where were you when you had maybe the first single or song from this album, or the album in general as well?
I can't really remember, but what I know was that at that time it was like, I think anyone who does not have this CDs, then you're not really cool.
I think was that still the time of Walkman, Dixman.
Yeah. They were, I had a Sony Dixman.
I think it was the beginning time of Dixman.
Yeah. But of course.
Because I never saw the tape. I never saw the tape version of.
No. It was more discs, CDs, and people then used to have like 20 loaders, 30 loaders. It was a thing then to have
Most dead.
It says mine is like 5 loaders. Oh, we got 14 loaders. Okay. That song was with Djinee, right? Guy from Djinee. It was also with Chocolate City, I guess, at the time.
No, it wasn't. I think at that time it was MI's Landlord.
Okay.
And I don't know if he had already done Ego at that time already, so he was on that wave.
Very interesting story. I didn't know. Yeah, but he jumped on the last part of the song and really made some cool stuff out of it as well.
Yeah.
How you doing? Every day, farm honey.
Yeah. I think MI came into the game. He was trying to find that balance with Pidgin and Yoruba vibe as well. I think we'll touch about these as well. Like you see most of the futures, he was still trying to go into the Lagos market.
Because then it was like, I think every artist that was not from Lagos that know their crafts were not so happy how things were going on at that time. I know even Timaya made references like that. how he was rejected in Alaba market at the time. Because I think then it was more from Alaba that things will go out. To start getting these DJs that makes like crazy mix and things like that. And for the typical guy like MI who's coming somewhere from the north, right? Jos. I think it was also another experience, and I think we can safely say that Chalk City did very, very well, in getting to the Lagos and Nigerian market,
Yeah, I think at that time he just came back from the States, dropped like little projects here and there, and then coming from the north to be the first pioneer, the first artist for Chocolate City, and already waving his own idea of looping music already at that time. Like, even because I watched an interview where he said he always wanted to do looping music, but Abdul and the other guy, the owners of Chocolate City, they on their shoulders he could do more, so that's why he like partnered with them and always had the idea of his own looping music. So what do you think about like the crowd mentality at that time, OJ, like being the first single for the track?
For me, the funny thing is that that's my best song of the album. Funnily. Why? Because even coming back to now, I could see that song fitting into the album about self-reflection. What's the name? Young Denzel. And I mean, lyrically, and also how he was, dropping his rhymes and all of that. That's the true MI, I think. Artists take some time and they really become self-conscious and they start doing music from their soul. You see that from, and this in 2008 was already sounding like the MI that I know now, not just from his music, but from his activism and from, topics I've seen him interview on and talk about. So for me, that was some gem right there.
Yeah, zone.
I mean, I also one of the reasons why I like the song so much is the message. The message is a very strong message.
True.
There's a tendency for people to group think. So like if you have like, people, like everybody has a formula to how to get there, but you have to also try to be disruptive to a certain extent. Do not just follow the crowd mentality. Try to, challenge status quo, like, not this kind of copy paste kind of life, like it's working like this, but then it must always work like this, The biggest innovations in the world came from being disruptive,
But then why would this track be the last track in the album? Was that deliberate?
So I think I'm not sure because I cannot just say that, but I think the reason why is, crowd mentality came out like a lot earlier than the album came out. Like I think the crowd mentality, I think Safe Exactly is the first single. But maybe you just have this track that you feel like it should also still be on the album, but maybe you released it like long ago to maybe introduce yourself, and then you just put it in the album.
Yeah, it's a very big hit. There's no doubt like putting it as one of the songs in your album anyways. But like Bhydemi, I wanted to ask like, how have like the growth of MI? How can you measure it if you can? Like talk about it to where he is right now. Where can you place this album?
So I think the thing is like MI has always been, to a certain extent, I would like to compare MI to Jesse Jagz, Funky W, kind of intellectual kind of, artists that don't just like, stick to, I want to do like club hits and all this kind of stuff, but they want to actually help the the community, try to like influence things, try to play a major role in like mental health and all this kind of important topics. So you can easily see that in his growth, right? And the way he kind of went from talk about it to the what's the name of the self-worth, exactly, to self-worth. Okay. Like you could see it's not a misstep from him. In between, maybe there was some, trying to clickbait-ish, everybody does that. And then also the journey was like he tried to, build a very wide fan base. So in between, he satisfied like people who were going to listen to the more radio-friendly kind of listen by putting out albums that were radio-friendly. He also favored like the people who were the hardcore guys that were listening to, bars that were just bars by dropping like a series of legal mixtapes. And in between, he sits down in a very good position because then, when you have a conversation with, the regular, Bangolo music listener, you're like, MI is really, really good. And if you go to the hardcore guys, they still have very good feedback from him.
I think doing the part 2 of this, the MI2, that one might be what we consider as commercial, and then he had a very good song with African rapper number 1. And I cannot blame him if he's always trying to repeat that again or redo that. But yeah, this is a hip-hop channel, and of course we have to talk about it. So what do you guys think about Blaze? Where he featured Blaze, Ice Prince, and Jesse Jagz. OJ.
Oh yeah, that was one of my favorite album tracks in the album. I think
you have to tell us who you think won it.
Man, I haven't. You will always, without thinking about it, want to go for Jesse any day. but
I know someone that would disagree.
But I think I will have to give it another listen again and again, because sometimes you get caught up in the whole vibe of a song that you just pick the guy who's sounding more tuney. But I wouldn't say no. Maybe Bhydemi has his favorite on that one.
Yeah, maybe we should actually listen to the song.
Okay. Should we listen to the track then?
That's a good idea.
I think we should.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's
and
go.
then we can.
Much stress, so tonight I got